But if they don't know, I definitely don't know. Sarah, when you talk with people about how to deal with this on a day-to-day basis, you give them a lot of these homework assignments. A lot of it is physical, but is there a mental or emotional component to this as well?
There always is. We have we have someone on our staff that can help with that as well, but I just try and look at the person as a whole, and what I try and do is change my approach. Like when Tim and his wife come in, my approach might be very different to them than somebody else who maybe isn't responding in the same way. So I just try and change how I talk to them and deal with them.
That's an important point. Are some people, what makes some people more likely that you can communicate with them? Is it just their ability to communicate, to understand, or to talk, or some people don't want to talk about it? Or?
Well, it's kind of like what you asked him about, how he responded to him. Everyone comes in. Anyone can develop ALS, like you said. It's sporadic. So, whatever tools they had prior to that with dealing with major issues, they're going to use at this point. So, people can react completely different ways.
One of the ways that,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, spouses can react differently. One can want to do everything that's out there, and one can want to not and back off. So that's sometimes where we see the most trouble, is if the support people aren't on the same page with that.
Where's Jennifer on that?
Very supportive.
With the now, when some folks develop ALS, at some point they may need other assistance devices, with coughing or breathing, or with wheelchairs or whatever. MDA helps with that as well in doing that. Everything from getting those things to repairing those things if necessary. Is there a learning curve on how to use some of that stuff, or is it, and you guys work them through all that as well?
Oh, yes. Yes, the MDA helps in many different ways, and one, they have a loan closet. So if you just need something temporarily, or you're waiting for something while you're waiting for your insurance to approve something, they have a loan, we call it a loan closet, but it's actually a warehouse. It's not a closet. And so you can borrow everything from a walker all the way up to a high-end power wheelchair. And then they'll also help pay for, they will put certain monies towards a power wheelchair or a manual wheelchair, and also towards communication devices.
You guys are folks, familiar folks, I guess, with Augie's Quest. That's been around for, I guess, about 4 years now. And Augie Nieto, his wife Lynn, they've raised, what, $19 million at least. We're probably going to get a new number in a couple of days. But that's really quite something. Again, that's just one segment, a very important segment of all this money that's being raised to go into this research. And MDA has announced in the last few weeks that they are not backing down in the recession in giving to things. They're keeping going. The firefighters, the Harley riders, corporations that have been backing the local food stores, Acme and Gennardi's, and all these people that are involved raising money and doing that. That's where that stuff goes. And Tim, your background of being in pretty good shape, being athletic, having a positive attitude, having a wonderful wife like Jennifer, who obviously is going to keep you on a straight and narrow here. This kind of stuff bodes well, because these things are coming at a very fast clip. I've had the good fortune of talking to a number of researchers, a number of fields, and they're just constantly talking to each other, and they're constantly moving forward and getting things to clinical trials. Of course, there are phases to clinical trials and all those things. Now, you actually tried one of the treatments that's been around since '95 or so, but people should know that doesn't work for everybody, right? In your case.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, there's only one drug, two drugs. One drug that you can take, which I was on it, and 7 days into it, I had every side effect to it. So I'm no longer taking it, of course.
And you're not unique in that. I mean, it's not a wonder drug yet, but it helps some people. But that's important to know. That's why there are a lot of different ways this thing has to be tackled and handled. When folks at the office just sit around and shoot the breeze with you and say, hey, where are you right now, and what's going on, what do you usually tell them?
Usually I say I'm the same guy. From diagnosis last year to this year, I haven't seen any worsening.
Good.
So I try to make everybody treat me the same as I was. I want to pull my own weight in the work I do and get things done the way I always have.
How many hours a day do you normally put in?
It can be anywhere from 8 to 12 hours.
Wow. And you have the kind of job, I imagine, you take work home.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a yes from Jennifer as well. Now, you're an expert in math. You ever help him out, help the engineer out here?
No.
No? Okay.
He doesn't ask me for help.
Well, if there's one thing you want to tell people right now, whether it's related to MDA or not, what would you tell them, Jen?
You know, there's just, it's not a name. There are people, there are families that are going through this, and I guess we need the support because we don't know what the next year is going to be like, or 5 years from now. So any type of support that we get, I think would be beneficial for everyone.
Well, thank you. Well, Jennifer, thank you. And Tim, thank you. And not only good luck to you, but we're always going to be thinking about you, always praying for you, always think of the best of you. Sarah, you too, just don't be too mean to them in the whole therapy process. But no, be a taskmaster. I know you are, and that's good, and it's great. And give our thanks too to all the folks at the Center of Hope Clinic, the MDA ALS Clinic at Drexel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, how to find out more about ALS and the Muscular Dystrophy Association when Focus comes right back. And remember, the 2009 Jerry Lewis MDA Labor Day Telethon is just hours away. Join me, firefighters, Harley owners and riders, food store workers, MDA campers, and folks from all out the MDA community as we celebrate another year of serving folks with neuromuscular diseases, advances in treatments, and the rapid movement toward cures. For more information about ALS and MDA, go to www.als-mda.org. That's als-mda.org. And for more on the Muscular Dystrophy Association itself and all neuromuscular diseases, including ALS, check out mda.org. That's mda.org. And